Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you're tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to Sports with Balls on this, what are we at, man? January the 8th? Wow. January's flying by, man. Flying by. Oh, got incredible sports stories to talk to you today about. Lots going on, as usual. College football playoffs coming up. NFL playoffs coming up. Just a lot of fun, man. Lots and lots of fun. But first of all, got to thank a couple of people. Make this show happen. Number one, Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Place is absolutely phenomenal. Go check it out, christianstailgate.com. If you're looking for the playoffs or a place to go watch the college or NFL playoffs this weekend and or NBA, they have it all. They have it all. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Award-winning food as well. Places just the bomb. Also, if you're in trouble, 713-864-9000. Mark Thiessen over at Thiessen Law Firm, or go to thetexastrialattorney.com. The guy will take care of you. Texas, Colorado, he's got you covered. Number one DWI attorney in, or just basically around. Call Mark Thiessen, 713-864-9000, or visit thetexastrialattorney.com. Also, Wesley Butler, Butler CCS, fire, water, mold, roofing. Call Wesley Butler at Butler CCS Incorporated. Look, now we're on this subject. Prayers out to everybody in Los Angeles, Santa Clara. Just that whole area is being absolutely devastated right now by wildfires, burning up cities. Well, not cities, not the entire city, but homes, people in them. Like, the video footage is absolutely gut-wrenching. 80-mile-an-hour winds spreading this stuff around, zero containment. Just be safe out there. Prayers up for you guys over there in Los Angeles and California, Santa Clara. Just wow, devastating stuff over there. Please be careful. Take care of your loved ones, and man, we're praying for you. All right, what is today? January the 8th, National Bubble Bath Day. That's right. Take you a bubble bath. Argyle Day, Earth Rotation Day. English toffee, no thank you. National Man Watchers Day. Create balance in the world by putting men under the spotlight. Oh shit. This is my favorite one by far. This one's great. National Snuggle a Chicken. That is right. It is National Snuggle a Chicken Day. So if you got a chicken, I know a couple of you out there, just go snuggle a chicken. National Take the Stairs Day. I try to do that as much as I can. National Winter Skin Relief Day. Show and Tell at Work. Typing Day. War on Poverty. And it's the King, Elvis Presley's birthday. David Bowie's birthday as well today. Two entirely different musicians, but both great in their own right. Stephen Hawking's birthday as well today. All right, let's get on to some sports. This is Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. Let's get into it. Top stories. Tennessee in college basketball trounced Florida last night. Number one, Tennessee. I think they won by 30. We're going to get to all the NFL stuff here in a little bit. The NBA, I'm not going to get into college basketball or NBA. Maybe at the end of the show, I'll drag some NBA into this. It's just, I know that Trae Young nailed an incredible three-pointer, a half-court shot last night to win. But, dude, they play in the Jazz. The Jazz are 9-26. The NBA, to me, I just don't watch until close to the playoffs. I don't care if LeBron had a great dunk. I don't care what's going on in the NBA because it's all smoke and mirrors until we get to about 3 weeks before the playoffs. That's when I'll start watching or paying attention. In fact, this is sad. I mean, I'm a sports broadcaster. I can't name 7 head coaches in the NBA. I don't know half the people that can't. I don't know anybody that watches basketball that can. In fact, I don't know a ton of people that watch full basketball games. I saw a video last night about this guy trying to watch the NBA, and he didn't know one guy on the floor. There's 10 guys playing. He didn't know one single player on the floor. I forgot who the game was between. It was the Charlotte Hornets and somebody else. And he was like, this is why nobody watches the NBA. It was interesting video. There's a few superstars and a few good teams, and it's just the other games are pretty much worthless. What was their ratings last night for Hawks at Utah Jazz? What's the ratings for that game? I just want to know. It just seems like a lot of these games are irrelevant. Just not a lot of fun, man. Not a lot of fun to watch. It starts in college because you can't follow these players through the college ranks. They're one and done. Some of them don't even go to college. They go to the G League now. NBA has a audience issue, in my opinion, and I think it's a lot of people's opinion as well. But I digress. As soon as we start getting they're not even halfway through the season. Yeah, man, they're only 35 games into the season. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Sorry. If you're an NBA guy, go to a different show. Sorry. Those of y'all listening to my podcast, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Podcast will be up directly after this live show. Where else? Justin Verlander has his 4th Major League Baseball team. The Tigers, the Astros, the Mets, and now the San Francisco Giants. Justin Verlander agrees to a 1-year deal, $15 million. I think this is him just tacking on some money. I think Justin Verlander is a great pitcher. I do. I just wouldn't expect him to play the full season. And he's terrible in the playoffs, record-wise and ERA-wise. I don't expect Justin Verlander to stay healthy. If you're a Giants fan, I guess this makes you somewhat happy. I guess you're okay with this, right? Like Verlander back. Is he front of the rotation? Is he back of the rotation? It's just, is he healthy? That's the main key. Is Justin Verlander healthy? If you're an Astros fan, are you, me being from Houston, Astros fan, I don't care. I'm not, I could have cared less if he stayed here or he left, honestly. I think healthy Justin Verlander is a great pitcher. It's just you don't get a healthy Justin Verlander that often anymore. He's aging. $15 million, good for him. San Francisco Giants, good for them. I hope it all works out. On to the NFL. Let's get on to the NFL where the coaching carousel continues as the Raiders fire their head. Well, let's just go over everybody. Let's go over everybody. This season already, the New York Jets fired Robert Saleh. The New Orleans Saints fired Dennis Allen. Chicago Bears fired Matt Eberflus. New England Patriots fired Jared Mayo. Jacksonville fired Doug Peterson. And now the Raiders have fired Antonio Pierce. 6 coaches. Now, we all knew this was coming. It happens every year. It's 5 to 7, sometimes 8 coaches, which is unbelievable. We've got 6. 6 coaches got fired between the New York Jets firing Robert Saleh right around Thanksgiving, I think, somewhere right before that. And we've got 6 openings. It's interesting. There's a lot of interesting scenarios here, right? If you're the Jets, the Aaron Rodgers situation with Devontae Adams over there, on paper, I remember before the season started this past season, on paper, the Jets looked phenomenal. And everybody was thinking the Jets are going to kill it. Playoff bound. I mean, playoff bound. Some people, minute people, had the Jets going to the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers had a decent season. He did. For his age, he had a decent season. Who wants that job? Who wants the Jets head coaching job? I know there's a couple of names out there. We'll see. We'll see. And last night we found out, or yesterday, Las Vegas Raiders fired Antonio Pierce. I'm not shocked by that. This is a Tom Brady-led team now. You know he's going to be all in on the rooms in any interviews that go on. I don't know who leads this conversation as far as taking over the Raiders, but Tom Brady's a winner. Tom Brady is a winner. I think this is going to have his fingerprints all over this. The Raiders are in for a rude awakening. The Raider fan's going to be happy. I believe so. I don't think Tom's going to let this falter. In fact, I think Tom does the Super Bowl this year. If that's correct, if Fox has the Super Bowl, I think he might be 1 and done in the booth, maybe 2 and done. I just think he's way too involved in the football aspect. And if he's doing broadcasting, he will not be able to be that hands-on with the Raiders. I think Tom Brady is going to be all over this Raiders team and eventually be the face of it and basically be the head. I can't see him not being that. I don't think he can do both. I don't think Brady can be in the booth and take care of the Raiders. This will be Tom Brady's decision on who is the next head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders. 100%. And he's going to make that decision. He's going to get more involved with the front office, and he's going to have to leave the booth. I don't know if this is one and done this year. He does do the Super Bowl this year. Is that his goal? He gets to do one Super Bowl, right? As a commentator, as a color commentator, and then he's out. That would make a lot of sense. If I'm Tom Brady, I want to be around the football as much as possible. And the team that I'm part owner of. So we'll see. No word from Jared Mayo yet. We saw the owner, Robert Kraft, give a sympathetic or apologetic speech yesterday about Jared Mayo. It was pathetic. He set him up. He's a good friend, and then fired him. Just brutal let go of Jared Mayo in New England. The head coaching positions that are open are interesting. The Bears, really interesting. New England Patriots, very interesting. Jacksonville, not. Who's taking Jacksonville? Who is taking the Jacksonville Jaguars head coaching job? Whoa. Somebody, it's got to be a new coach. I don't believe for a second they bring in an old coach who's going to be like, I want that job. On paper, their offense looks okay. It does. If Trevor Lawrence, he's the key, obviously. But they've got good running backs. They found a new running back this year. They've got Travis. I don't know. Maybe it's the ownership in Jacksonville. I don't know, but maybe they got to move Jacksonville. I have no idea. Move Jacksonville to Houston and call them the Oilers. I had a conversation with somebody playing pickleball yesterday about if you're Houston and you change your name from the Texans to the Oilers. Now, granted, we know Tennessee Titans are not getting rid of that name until Miss Adams passes away, something like that. Bud Adams' daughter. They own the rights to it. But if you're the Texans and you change your name to the Oilers, the amount of fans you instantly gain is over 1 million. It would be ridiculous. It would be unbelievable. But that's pipe dreams. But Jacksonville Jaguars, I don't expect them to get. I think they'll get a college coach that moves up to the pros. And they're just going to stay where they're at. The Jaguars, man, tough gig. Tough gig head coaching in Jacksonville. The Vegas one, that's impressive. Now, Dallas's Mike McCarthy contract runs up January 14th. And they denied the Chicago Bears request for him to go interview for their head coaching job. Interesting. Jerry Jones let Ezekiel Elliott go. He's now a Philadelphia Eagle to hopefully go win a Super Bowl, but is unwilling to let Mike McCarthy go talk to the Chicago Bears. Now, is that saying that he's staying in Dallas? If so, I'm sorry, Cowboy fan. I don't think he has a rap on that team. I don't. Micah Parsons looks mad. He looks upset. He doesn't want to be there. He was on Twitter trying to recruit Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill to Dallas would be, look, I'm in this for content. I'm in this business for content. Take Tyreek Hill to Dallas. Please take Tyreek Hill to the Cowboys so we can watch this shit show unfold. And let Mike McCarthy stay the head coach. Oh, boy, please let that happen. Content-wise, that's phenomenal. Bring it on. I want to watch that shit show every single week. Dak Prescott, oh, my God. With Tyreek on paper, you can hear Cowboy fan now. This is our year. We've got it all together. And then watch the dominoes fall, brother. Whoa, man. Speaking of brother, did y'all see Hulk Hogan get booed the shit out of on Netflix? That was interesting. But I think going back to the Mike McCarthy thing in the Cowboys, it looks like he's staying there. It does. His contract's up, but it looks like he is staying there. Does Dallas fall apart? Do they get it together? It's always interesting with the Dallas Cowboys. And if Mike McCarthy goes, who are you hiring? And where's Mike McCarthy going? Mike McCarthy's a decent coach. He's not terrible. I just think that sort of environment, the Dallas Cowboy job is, man, that's a rough one. That is an absolutely rough job. And you've got all the talent in the world there. That is an incredible opportunity head coaching wise. You talk about polar opposites of where a franchise is and talent-wise and everything. Look at the Dallas Cowboys job and look at the Jacksonville Jaguars job. Speaking of the Dallas Cowboys, too, Jerry Jones said he's not relinquishing any duties to anybody. He's still the general manager of that team. Cowboy fan, weigh in. If you're listening to podcast version, man, thank you for downloading the podcast. It'll be up on iTunes and all of the podcast arenas. As soon as I'm done here on the live show, I will transfer it over to podcast. If you missed anything, thank you guys for tuning in. What else we got going on in the NFL besides the coaching carousel? The Titans fired their GM. Duh. What else, man? The defensive coordinator in San Francisco, Nick Sorensen, is gone. Man. Were they that bad? Was it his fault? I mean, I don't know. Is he going to be a head coach somewhere? And here's another argument that we can get into for a second. Who's the MVP, Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson? I'm on Lamar Jackson train. I know he's already won 2. And in fact, if I'm Lamar Jackson, I don't want it because of the fact that every time I get it, I lose. I just want a Super Bowl at this point. If I'm Lamar Jackson, I tell the voters, give it to Josh Allen. That's an award Josh Allen seems like he needs. It seems like a Josh Allen award. It just feels like that. I know Lamar's stats they're twice as good as they were last year, and he won the MVP. It just feels like a Josh Allen award. I don't know why. And then if you give Josh Allen the MVP, who gets Offensive Player of the Year? Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. Somebody's getting snubbed. Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Jamar Chase, and Joe Burrow. Somebody somewhere along that line is getting snubbed at the award show. I don't know. Man, that's going to be interesting. What else we got, man? Let's move over to stick on the NFL. Wild card weekend coming up. Chargers at the Texans. Chargers -3. Golly. This game is tricky. Chargers have a great defense. Chargers are sneaky good. Texans don't really have a quality win this year. You can call that Buffalo win a quality win. I believe Buffalo had a ton of players hurt. Man, some people are saying this is a shoe-in for the Chargers, and I hate games like this because it feels like a trap game. It feels like a trap game for the Chargers. Texans are at home. Now, NRG in Houston, look, that's an easy road game for road teams. Easy. There'll be a ton of Chargers fans in there. Texans fans love taking selfies and sitting in the bars. They don't really sit down at the seats and what you will see that stadium. The top row will be half empty, 100%. Now, if you go to Green Bay or you go to anywhere else, absolutely nobody is missing a snap of that game. So NRG is an easy place to go to travel to play. Texans are 5-3 at home. Chargers are 6-3 away. It's a good spread. -3, Chargers -3 is a good spread. That means it's really 5.5 points because you get 2.5 for being at home. So that's a good line. That is a really good line. I'm sure the public is going to be all over the Chargers, and that's what scares me. That's what scares the shit out of me. I hate when the public goes massively one way. I think everybody else does too if you're a gambler. And I guess I would consider myself a gambler. But Justin Herbert, do you know that he only has 3 picks on the year? There's only 23 touchdowns compared to, all the other great quarterbacks. But he's only got 3 interceptions on the year. If that defense plays the way they've been playing all year and Herbert doesn't turn the ball over, it's a Chargers victory for sure. We know the Texans are without Tank Dell now for the foreseeable future. I don't even know if he's going to make it back next year. He may be done with that nasty knee injury he took in the end zone on a touchdown catch, held onto the ball. Interesting, the over-under is 42.5. That's interesting. That shows me this is a Chargers victory. 24-10, 24-14, somewhere around there. That's a low number for a Texans offense. Really low. So if I had to, I would probably take Chargers -3 as well. Steelers and Ravens. Texans fans were all upset because they've never played other than 3:30 on a Saturday. But The Steelers, you're not going to the Steelers-Ravens game, you're not going to move that, man. Sorry, that's an incredible football game. If you're an NFL fan, even if you're a Texans fan, that Steelers-Ravens game is phenomenal. Go check out the ratings between Chargers-Texans and Steelers-Ravens. It's a big difference. I believe this needs to be a dominant performance by the Ravens. Lamar Jackson, here he is once again in the playoffs, 12-5 team, 6-2 at home, MVP numbers. I think, and he's got Derrick Henry now. If not the best running back in the league, it's one A and B between him and Saquon. I think the Ravens need to absolutely put their foot on the throat of the Steelers and make themselves known to get by them. If it's a squeaky win, then you're going to start to have doubt trickle in the Ravens' head, and we'll see what happens after that. But the Ravens are favored -9.5. I like Steelers plus 9.5. I do. It's playoff football. You never know what can happen. The over/under is only 43.5. That's why I like that. That's why I really like the plus 9.5 with the Steelers. These teams play each other well. They play each other real well. Now, at the beginning of the season, not so well. I think. Well, yeah, it was 18-16. That's the Ravens. I mean, the Steelers have already beaten the Ravens this year, 18-16 in week. Man, that was late in the season. And then, of course, 3 weeks ago, they got blown out 34-17. That's the kind of game. That's the kind of game that the Ravens need. They need to win 34-17, but I think it'll be closer than that. Give me the plus 9.5, especially if it moves to 10 points. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. That's why you love playoff footballs. That's Saturday's games. Sunday's games, there are 3 of them. Broncos and Bills, great football game. Bills -8.5. Bo Nix, 29-12, touchdown interception. Cortland Sutton doing what he thought, or we thought he could do. This is in Buffalo. They're 8-0 at home. Be careful. Oh, be careful, Josh Allen. You just play the way you've been playing all season. Don't let this get out of hand. If it's close at the end, just be freaking careful, man. It's playoff football. Broncos are playing with house money. You hate this kind of game. Oh, my gosh, you hate this kind of game. It's supposed to be 29 degrees and cloudy. Both these teams are cold weather teams, so I don't see it affecting anything. Man, be careful, Bills. I know Josh Allen has an MVP season. I know between the two, Ravens and Bills, I want to see one of them in the Super Bowl. I do. I really do. So be careful this weekend, guys. Go out there and handle your business. Packers and Eagles at 3:30 after that. Surprisingly enough, this is only Philadelphia -4.5. Even though the Packers lost Christian Watson for the season, Jordan Love seems to be okay, so he'll be playing. That's an interesting game because of the Jalen Hurts situation with his concussion. Is he going to be okay to play? That line right there tells me no. That line, if Jalen Hurts is okay, that line will move. But right now, Philadelphia -4.5. Ooh, tough. If they don't have Jalen Hurts, man, that's going to be a big deal. And then what I think will be an explosive game, and obviously has the highest point total of over/under this weekend. Commanders at the Bucks. Both teams just having a blast. I cannot wait to watch this football game. I get it. Broncos and Bills, Packers, Eagles, Steelers, Ravens. Oh my gosh, like that's just the build up to those games are phenomenal. But Commanders and Bucks, give me that game all day long. That's going to be fun. Jaden Daniels, obviously rookie of the year. Baker Mayfield with his rejuvenance in Tampa, just going to be a blast. Baker Mayfield has 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns. Wow. Pay that man. Oh, I think he got paid. But I'd have to look up his contract, actually. But that, to me, game of the weekend. Sunday night, 7 p.m. That game is on NBC on Sunday night, prime time. Blew out Packers and Eagles. They got it 3:30 on Fox. Took over the Broncos and Bills. That's the noon game. They expect that to be a great game. This is going to be a coming out party for on a national stage for one of these guys. Either Baker Mayfield's been in there, but if Baker goes out there and beats Jaden Daniels, or Jaden Daniels goes out there and beats the Bucs in his first playoff game, wow. I'm excited for that. And then Monday night, Vikings at the Rams. We'll go over that game on Monday. NFL booming. Also, this weekend, don't forget, tomorrow night, NCAA playoffs continue. And 2 games that I know everybody is waiting for. UT, Notre Dame and Penn State's tomorrow night, 6:30. Notre Dame -1.5. This should be just an absolute great football game. This is in Miami at Hard Rock Stadium. Miami's going to be booming tomorrow night. I don't even know who to pick. Notre Dame looks great. Penn State looks great. Notre Dame's 13-1. Penn State 13-2. Just get after it, fellas. Just get after it. And Friday, here's the game a little iffy on. Ohio State and Texas. They got Ohio State -5.5. First of all, give me Texas plus 5.5. This is in Dallas. Austin's 2 hours from Dallas. This should be a home game for them. Ohio State does travel well, but traveling is going to be a bitch. They have a snow and sleet storm coming in tomorrow that's going to affect weather in Dallas dramatically. Like, some of the roads will not be drivable, apparently. They have tickets on sale right now for this game for under $100. That's right. Under $100 at AT&T Stadium because of the weather. After this game's over at 10 o'clock, the roads will be frozen and there'll be water and ice on them. It's going to be dangerous. If you are heading to that game, be freaking careful. That is a bad situation for sure. Let's see. What else we got to do? We got to thank a couple of people. Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill, obviously. Go to christianstailgate.com. All the games I talked about this weekend, they will all be on at Christian's Tailgate. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Award-winning food. Great atmosphere. 5 Houston area locations. Go check them out. Got in trouble this weekend. Got in trouble over the holiday weekend. Thiessen Law Firm. TheTexasTrialAttorney.com. Call Mark over there at 713-864-9000. Tell him Sports with Balls sent you. Wes Butler over at Butler CCS Incorporated, fire, water, mold, roofing, you name it. You got an issue with the house. You got an insurance claim. Call Wesley Butler or get in touch with him on social media. Butler CCS INC. Speaking of fire, water, and mold, again, I mentioned it at the top of the show. Prayers out to those people in Los Angeles, Santa Clara. 80-mile-an-hour winds, zero containment on wildfires over there, destroying homes, people's lives. Y'all just be careful out there. We are praying for you over here at Sports with Balls. Podcast version coming up directly after I get off the air. If you missed anything, download the podcast version. I will see you guys Friday. I'm Jeff Michael. This is